Hello, it's Echo. Welcome to my glorious channel. I am on my second energy drink for the day. So recently I made a video, and in that video I said this. I kind of look like if Ronald McDonald had a daughter who was like really into Kiss. New OC. That makes me want to make a comic about the children of like fast food icons. Funny enough, after I finished filming that video, I sat down and actually drew a bunch of stuff. And it's weird and it's stupid, but I'm gonna show you my drawings now. Also, look at these adorable stickers that we were selling at VidCon. It's me and Chewy and it's so cute. Anyway, let's talk about some drawings. So the first character in this mess of a series is actually the daughter of Ronald McDonald, Marissa McDonald. So when I started doing these, I actually didn't do a warm-up drawing, so it took me a while to get the groove of what I was doing. So I drew a couple pre-versions of this before I was actually able to make something that I was happy with. For some reason, I thought it was very important that she have very thick thighs. I wanted her to have very thick thighs. If I ever do anything with these characters, I plan on having these outfits as their like primary outfits or their default outfits, but I want to give them a more natural looking set of clothes. Something that doesn't necessarily scream fast food icon, at least not as much. So I'm not entirely sure why, but I kind of picture Marissa McDonald being half Hispanic. That could just be because I'm half Hispanic, so it's a culture that I relate to, but it's something that I've kind of tried to subtly implement in this character. I'm not entirely sure if I want her to have clown white skin or just have that be her makeup look. This next character I've named William, and he is the son of Wendy from Wendys. I imagine him being kind of small and a little bit soft. I see him as having a very happy, kind of energetic personality. I see him as being the kind of person who just really loves his mom. I also thought it would be kind of funny if I gave him one of those cheesy mom tattoos, mainly because supposedly the word mom is hidden in the Wendy's logo. I could see Wendy being a good mom. And then naturally he has the classic Wendy's freckles and red hair. Also, although his name is William, I imagine everyone just calling him Will. I feel like that's a good nickname for him. After that, for some reason, I decided to make a character based off of the two-tailed mermaid in the Starbucks logo. She's not necessarily a fast food icon, but I really like Starbucks. So I'm pretty sure that Starbucks is actually named after a character from Moby Dick. Starbuck, it's the great white whale. But I kind of like the idea of Starbuck being this character's father and her not knowing her mother, but having her mother be the two-tailed mermaid from the logo, which probably makes no sense, but that is completely okay with me. I kind of like the idea of her having this mysterious background that even she doesn't completely understand, and maybe that's something that I can unravel later in this series if I ever decide to do anything with these. I tried to keep most of her looks in style with the character from the logo. I have also named her Suzanne, not Susan. Suzanne. I picture her being a little bit specific about how people pronounce her name. Next we have Clark, who is the son of KFC's mascot, Colonel Sanders, who I also believe is a real person, but we're just going to be referring to the mascot for this. Personally, I imagine Colonel Sanders being a pretty strict father, and because of that, his son is a very serious, very structured person. I drew him in some pretty formal attire with some pretty good posture. I also like the idea of him having gray eyes and gray hair. He's a very gray person. He likes neutral tones, bit of a stickler. I imagine him being the kind of person who enjoys rules and structure and order. He definitely takes after his father. To me, he seems like the kind of person who probably has a heart of gold, but is also a giant wet blanket. Okay, cool. So that is Clark. So after I finished drawing these four characters, I decided to go ahead and look up some other fast food icons to see who I was missing. And I realized I completely forgot about Burger King. And so I decided to draw his daughter, who I just realized would technically be the princess of burgers. Kind of exciting. So after I drew her, I actually kind of got attached, and I think that if I was going to do anything with these, I would probably make her the main character, or at least a primary focus. I wanted to make her a little bit cool, a little bit edgy, very confident. I also wanted to somehow incorporate the Burger King crown, so I decided to just put it on a baseball cap, because that feels like a pretty natural integration of a crown to me. So because the Burger King mascot has this giant fluffy robe, I decided to give her kind of like a cropped fuzzy jacket. I thought it was kind of important to try and stick with colors from the mascots themselves and not necessarily the brand that they represent. So I gave her a bunch of warm brown, red, earthy tones because those are more reflective of the tones that the Burger King himself wears. So now that you've got a brief introduction to the characters, let's talk a little bit about the plot I have in mind for this. I'm making my own theoretical garbage anime. Join me on this weird adventure for a moment, please. The setting for our glorious adventures take place in a college library. Our main character, Belle, upon realizing that she is at risk of failing one of her courses, I'm not sure which one yet, decides to join a study group. After searching around, she finds one that has been organized by a man named Clark, and currently has 3 other members, Suzanne, Will, and Marissa, and that is our basic outline. And then shit's just gonna get expanded from there. This sounds like some terrible fanfic. So now let's talk about some other weird plot points in this. For starters, Suzanne and Marissa are together. They are girlfriends. Plot twist, they're lesbians. Aren't they cute? I didn't even finish this drawing. They would just be so cute together. Also, because queer people tend to attract each other, Will has a giant crush on Clark. Plot twist, it's gay! At least Will is gay. I'm not sure about Clark yet. He's still figuring himself out. Give him time. As for our main character, Belle, I picture her being, for lack of a better set of words, an asexual fuckboy, a huge platonic flirt. So in my personal experience, I feel like I've observed 2 types of asexual people. There are asexual people who are mentally separated from the idea of sex, and so they'll hear sex jokes and not understand it. They just don't think about that sort of thing. And then there are also asexual people who, because of their personal relationship with sex, don't understand the taboo around it, and then actually overcorrect and become some of the most dirty-minded people you will ever meet. I have a couple things in mind for her specific character development and other characters that I'm going to introduce into the series potentially, but I like the idea of focusing the entire thing around an asexual character and kind of following that life navigation. But all of this is just up in the air, brainstorming. Fun times. This was honestly just a very strange strike of inspiration that I had while I was filming my last video, and so I jumped on it and drew a bunch of really weird sketches. I could just make this into a short form comic, something really quick, just so that I can get something out. However, if you have any specific ideas about what I should do with this, if anything at all, please let me know, because right now it's just a scramble of random ideas that I had while I was filming a video. Cool. Thank you for watching this weird video. I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna give you 1,000 awesome points for making it all the way to the end of this video. You have a beautiful day, and hopefully I will see you later. Goodbye. This video is over now. Over now.